Good morning. Okay, an 8:34. Happy Wednesday to you. Very grateful for the wonderful community that we live in, and that includes the nonprofits. We were just having a conversation with Bill Russell about the nonprofits. He's had a nonprofit roundtable going on. A nonprofit that I've been in, I have volunteered at, got voluntold first, had an absolutely wonderful experience. I loved volunteering at after a batting and hitting competition with Bill Russell, Angels and Sparrows. And Brandi joins us this morning from Angels Rose. How are you, Brandi?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm super excited to be here.
It's awesome to have you and hear about the wonderful things that Angels and Sparrows does for the community. For those that maybe don't know Angels and Sparrows, we'll say, can you give us kind of a overview, a history of Angels and Sparrows in the organization?
Absolutely. So our organization was founded in 2008. Sandy just had a passion for the community and serving individuals and those that were struggling with food security. So we originally started out as more of a traditional kind of soup kitchen serving individuals, but we quickly evolved into our community table model. So what we do with that means that we're open Monday through Friday for hot lunches. So anybody can come in and have lunch with us that's in need. And we serve lunch from 10:45 until 12:45, but we do it restaurant style. And so what we want to do is make sure that everybody feels welcome. We are respectful of our guests. We get to know them, get to know their names, get to know their story. And so everyone comes in, they're served, they get drink and dessert of choice. The meal stays the same. A benefit that we have for those that actually dine with us is we have a marketplace where they can get some potential like grocery staples. Now, that does vary day to day. We rely a lot on food rescue from our community partners, like a lot of the grocery stores and, Targets, things of that nature, Trader Joe's. We also have a great community support that does donations. So our marketplace varies from day to day, depending on what we might have. And then we do a lot of other food, support programs in the community. So we just wrapped up summer bag lunch last Friday. So 1 in 5 children in North Carolina go hungry over the summer because they don't have school lunches. And we have a lot of students in our community who can't access CMS feeding sites because of transportation challenges. So we've stepped in and filled that gap. So we make sandwiches and bag lunches. We have volunteers that do that. We have volunteers that deliver the lunches to centralized locations in the various communities throughout our Huntersville, Davidson, kind of the Lake Norman area, and make sure that those kids don't go hungry over the summer. And so then we kind of evolved over the years and started just seeing a lot of generational poverty and really wanted to be able to figure out how we could better meet the needs, how we could break the cycle of poverty, help with the systemic barriers that people face. So in 2020, we did a really soft launch of our Pathway program, but obviously COVID was, a thing in that time. And so we had a little bit of delay within that, but so we only were able to serve a couple of families just because we had to keep everything so small and everybody had to be so spread out. But in 2022, we formally launched our Pathway program, which is a 2-generational education model. And it's kind of like our hidden gem program that a lot of people don't know that Angels and Sparrows does. And so what we do with the 2-gen model is we're educating both the children and their parents at the same time. So we're working with the family with the ultimate goal of improving the household income, for the parents, and then making sure their children are set up for both school now and then whatever post-education plan looks like for them. So we offer a lot of skill-based training for the parents in the program. We have GED classes, workforce development, a multitude of different things. And we also, for our kids, we have tutoring, mentorship, career college readiness, really focusing on those early literacy skills for the younger kids. And then we do social emotional learning. We expose our kids to like college tours. We have, 100% of the students in our program that have been high school seniors have all graduated high school. All of them have gone on to something successful. Most have gone on to college. I just last Wednesday helped a student move into Wake Forest. We have one moving into MIT this week. So We're just, seeing lots of income. Or lots of improvements with our families. And, we're seeing income improvements in our families. Like last year, 54% of the families in our program improved their income, which is drastically huge. And so there's just a lot of people don't realize that there's such a need and that we have pockets of poverty all around this area. And so Angels and Sparrows is just here supporting those that need a little additional support right now.
And so the hot meals and the marketplace, those are available at no cost to the guests that come through and utilize the hot meals in the marketplace. Is that right?
Yeah, everything that we do is no cost. So we don't charge for any of our programming.
And then as far as your guests that do come through, and you mentioned the local poverty. So is it mostly local folks, or are people driving from, South Carolina and driving up to Angels and Sparrows because they've heard about the wonderful things you guys are doing? Or typically, where is the population that you're serving? Where do they live?
Yeah. So most of them are local to the Lake Norman community. About 66% of our participants are Huntersville residents, but we do have the rest of that makeup is Cornelius Davidson. And then we're starting to see a lot of folks coming from North Charlotte. So kind of in the Sunset Road, Beatty's Ford corridor. So we're starting to see a good number of people from that area coming up this way.
And you've got a particular campaign coming up, the Full Plate campaign. Share that one with us and what the hope is for next week and how people can participate.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we're doing, we used to have a big annual gala every year. There was a fundraising dinner. And this year we just really, the need is so strong and there's so much people that need our services. We're seeing more and more people coming. The changes in the federal budget and cuts have really impacted the community more. And so we just really felt like as an organization, we did not have the bandwidth to really pull off that big fundraising dinner. And so what we tried to do this year is we're trying like a more of a virtual campaign where we're going to, it launches next Tuesday and it will run through October 31st. And we're really just asking the community to come together and support us financially to help us keep our plates full. So our plates are full, our plates are overflowing, but we want to make sure that we're continuing to meet the needs and meet the community. And so there'll be a lot more information on our website starting next week if anyone's interested in supporting us in that. And we'll be promoting it on social media and we'll have emails going out about the impact and the work. But definitely a great opportunity for the community to get involved and continue to support the work that we're doing.
We're talking with Brandi Jones, the interim executive director, Angels and Sparrows, angelsandsparrows.org. Certainly always welcome monetary donations because, without money, it's not magic. You do need dollars to make this kind of stuff happen. But also volunteers. Talk to us about what the volunteers have been like. What's that current culture like with you guys? And are you looking for more?
Yeah. We could not do what we do without volunteers. So on a daily basis, running our community table, we have at least 20 volunteers that make the magic happen. We are a staff team that is small but mighty. And so, like I said, the volunteers are the heart of what we do. We have an amazing volunteer pool. We have approximately 300 individuals that volunteer. That's both between the community table and our pathway program. So there's more information on our website for sure that you can learn about the two opportunities in Pathway and the community table. But we welcome volunteers at any time. At the community table, you can do things like help us with assisting with preparing meals. You can help us with sorting. We need servers, bussers, greeters. In Pathway program, we have opportunities to be reading buddies, to be mentors, to come and work with college and career readiness programs for our teens. So lots of opportunities there to volunteer and get involved. And, it's a great atmosphere. Our volunteers love each other. They have a lot of camaraderie and we're just super supportive. Like I said, we could not do what we do without the community and the volunteers.
We hear that quite commonly, I think, from a lot of the nonprofits, being able to engage with them, that the need is continuing to grow in the year. I think generally speaking, for those in need is continuing to grow. For your all's organization, for Angels and Sparrows specifically, what does that look like? Are you seeing more food insecurity? Is it a socioeconomic conversation? Is it a life skills conversation? Where are you guys seeing kind of when we say the need is increasing, where are y'all seeing those increases at?
I would say it's all the above that you just said. But it's definitely for sure food security. We're definitely seeing a lot of need because food is one of the things that people cut back on when other things happen. So there's rising cost of like electricity and, do I keep my lights on? Do I feed my kids? Lots of choices like that individuals are having to make more and more in our community. But a lot of it is also just, the normal things like transportation costs are going up and there's lots of services in Charlotte, but our families can't get to Charlotte. A lot of our families, struggle with childcare because they can't afford to put their kids in childcare. And so that limits them from being able to go back and further their education or prohibits what type of jobs they can and can't have because they have to try to work around a schedule when somebody can, take care of their children for them.
Brandi Jones, interim executive director, Angels and Sparrows, angelsandsparrows.org, wonderful organization local to the Lake Norman area, food insecurity, helping people with life skills with the Pathway program as well. Been awesome to see how you guys care about people in the community. Our mantra here is it's cool to care, and I definitely think if you go by the facility, anybody can see you guys care, and it's very cool. So thank you for all that y'all do. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys for having us, and thank you to the community for all their continued support.
Opportunity to support next week with the Full Plate campaign. Again, you can learn more angelsandsparrows.org. That's the website, angelsandsparrows.org.